Hey Doc. So if I was in charge of Sensor's new single factory, single engine factory, what would I do and why? So basically, if I was the president of the company, single engine factory, just like Sensor, who was the pedigree of the industry, because of our movement, our organization movement, our industry movement to the Gridiron State of Kansas, it would be only right to look for employees in that same destination, instead of hiring outside the state, getting the hard workers that's inside the state, in the low income areas, people that's looking for jobs, the professionals. But you like I just explained earlier, the professionals, I would not just hire or well let's say seek other people that are not, in other words, professional or certified for my business, because you will only want the best business and you will want your business to survive. So you will only want trained workers. I'll make sure like the important information is received for the job intel, such as work related products. And I feel like what needs to be done is everybody who is like trained well will have the harder jobs like making the engines, the single engines for for the equipment, and the ones who's less qualified will just be on hardware basically. Um, I would also have like a training program for new incomers, so that like if somebody was to go down and we were looking for more workers, it would be less or less strain to get somebody else in like with the shorter and easy training. But the it wouldn't be exactly easy, but like only for them that that's understandable, that they can understand the engineer's workbook. I would make teams, because I feel like if you work in a group with somebody who knows each category of engineering, building the hardware and fixing the engine, um, the business will start booming. Stuff will start moving around faster. You get more things done. It would be only right if I assign groups and tactical teams that are trained in their professional area. The reason why I would do this is because you have to create a hardworking environment in order to have business booming. Like I said earlier, um, there's just certain features that I will, such as work related programs and getting more certified people into my program in order for it to keep going, to keep the business booming and succeeding, to keep everything going. And the three skills from the Culture Code by Daniel Coyle, they absolutely can be used in the current event, because it will be easily to apply to the factory. Sharing vulnerability was one of them, to basically push forward that you don't have to be great, neat, and all other words perfect. So basically, being able to admit that, and that you don't know, and ask for help when you need it. Accept imperfection, develop awareness, because like if you are looking for to confide to someone with matters personal in nature, but it starts to depend more on the relationship that you have with your work, the work area, you being very vulnerable and asking for help instead of trying to hold everything in. um Asking for help can be beneficial, to the factory, to the business, to the organization you're working for, because you aren't wasting a lot of time trying to solve problems on your own when someone else knows that knows the answer. you know in other words, creating a safe environment, so that everybody feels comfortable in the area, in the working space, to basically get your team to show appreciation, make space for equal and open discussions, and trusting your ally that's right next to you, planning safety protocols from start to finish, just to keep the environment up, and well be, you know a work environment that feels safe, and being yourself will be very productive for business, especially for a group, and teamwork on a job. Like the Corey mentioned, working in groups, you always have that bad or good apple, but the bad apple you can turn to a good apple. And I feel like creating a safe environment will correct that good apple. Um, like you will basically be able to ease up just a little bit and be free. Cooperate with members. This will build up a better work atmosphere, like I said earlier, and also feel like the building is like make you feel like it's at home, make you feel like you're home. And the third final one was establish a certain goal. You know, establish that goal where you want to up the productivity. Keep everything going, keep everything fast. Keep it on the right track. And I believe that the the good. I feel like that it that this will be successful because this approach will be more successful because when you have these three skills and you put them all together and put them in work business, you have a successful business because uh you basically you have to have an established goal. You have to be vulnerable and you have to have a safe work environment. That goes to any business. And if you put those all three of those together, you'll get something going and it'll be great. Positive energy. And also, yeah, not only like those the three skills, but I feel like that the diversity part of it, when he explained the diversity part, the diversity paradigms. Uh, he basically said that you should maintain high standards and make goals realistic. Don't make set them high, make them realistic. Don't overdo it to the point where you can't get reach that goal. When he was talking about the third skill, when he was saying basically establish a certain goal, I feel like that the establishing diversity is would be a big one because companies that they use diversity like pairing minority experiences for for top executives like he explained in the last paragraph that it will make business boom and it'll make everything easier for the organization and the factory because I like if you just show that you only have like one dominant race and one dominant group. I feel like that the work environment will be it'll be weird. So I feel like that the diversity audits should be huge, and if there's diversity, then that will really make the approach be very successful.